But let me see. I don't remember what I was saying before all that weird shit started happening. Um, what was I talking about? Oh, something about clothes. Oh, like yeah, it made me mad and frustrated me. All that stuff, yeah, whatever. So it made me mad. Point out, talking about me wearing baggy jeans and stuff, and I got really bothered by it. You know, I didn't express my frustration, but I still didn't like it. Um, you know, so and it was a really stupid comment. It was stupid. Like no one dresses like that, or no one dresses like that anymore and stuff and everything, and yada yada yada, making other really out of line, disrespectful, stupid comments. So, and I'm just like, bruh, shit. Just like, keep your opinions to yourself, and all that junk, and you know, stop worrying about what I'm doing and concentrate on what you doing. It's just stupid. Like I'm wearing the clothes that I like to wear. I ain't got nothing, no constitution, no it does not consult you. So it's really dumb. You know. Is and it makes it funny too and even more stupid and hilarious because I was doing something that everybody's doing now. I mean, everybody isn't a lot of people. A lot of people are doing that stuff now. Are wearing baggy jeans again. I mean, even girls, and they haven't. That wasn't a thing since the '90s. Like it was rare, like trying to find a Pokemon, like a rare Pokemon or something, to try to catch a chick wearing baggy jeans before. I mean, after the '90s ended. So yeah, it, to see a girl in baggy jeans was not normal, you know. So now that's the normality. Like a lot of people are wearing baggy jeans now, so it's really hilarious because it's funny to me how like somebody will point out and say stuff about something, and then later on, they'll end up doing the very thing that they were shitting on somebody else for doing. You know, it's funny. You know, it's like I don't know. That's why I never care about how people dress, even girls. I never really care about how girls dress. When I do pay attention to how girls dress, it's just because of their unique, interesting look. It's not like the same way like how it is with everybody else that focuses on how somebody dresses. It's all about the individuality and just them, looking no, that's not the word. But they're just them looking interesting and just, how they put themselves together and stuff, That's really all it is. Other than that, I've never ever I've never ever in my life caved. I've never ever in my life cared about the way hold on. I've never ever in my life uh cared about the way a girl dresses. Like that's never been really important to me. You know. I know that thing where like, doing that dressing up and all that other stuff and everything, it makes you look distinguished and well put together and all that. And makes it look like you take care of yourself. But yeah, at the same time, that doesn't entirely count for something. For a couple of different reasons. One, because if you focus, now I'm digressing, and I'm going to do it for a little bit, um, but yeah, but just for a little bit. One, because see, when I have a lot of stuff to talk about, I tend to digress. But for one, because if you focus way too much on how somebody dresses, then expect not to find what you're looking for in life. And that's true. You can not accept it or accept it, but it's true. You focus way too much on that particular thing, then expect to not find what you're looking for. You know? Because there's some people out there that don't try to dress really cool looking or really like they really think about, put thought in how they put themselves together. And that would be, and some of those people are the very thing you're looking for to what you want out of life, whether it be a mate or a friend or whatever. You know, some of those people are those very people that you're looking for that don't care about, their attire. Um, and what else? Oh, the other thing is because second half is because thinking too much about what somebody is wearing and making saying that saying that means that they take care of themselves is a little ridiculous too, a little bit, because just because you put yourself together doesn't mean that you take good care of yourself. You know, um, some people put on a really good outfit and they didn't 100% get themselves clean. You know, there might be some part of them that isn't clean. You know, so that don't necessarily mean anything. You know, but that that you took care. And even if that, like, say that okay, there are say that they are well put together, and all that other some of that other stuff does apply with dressing nice and being clean, like physically, like hygienic clean, and their mouth smells nice and everything. That still don't mean that they're taking care of themselves, necessarily. Because there's also the part of uh, physical and mental taking care of yourself too. You know. Now, I'm not shitting on people for different weights. Weight shit, because I'm going to put this out there about myself. I am not shitting on people who have different weight, whatever, weight levels or whatever. I can't figure out the rest of it. Yeah, like I always say, I ain't trying to think super hard just for one little piece of something. But I'm not shitting on those people because you got a little bit of weight to you. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, some people are fine with the weight that they have. Some people are fine being a little big. Some people are fine being skinny. Some people are fine being muscular. So it's different. It's like they said in that. God damn. So. Okay. But anyways, it's like they said in Nutty Professor. That I don't know why everybody. It was funny when he said it, but it's true. You know, it's like, I don't know why everybody want to look the same. You know, everybody, we're supposed to be like how God made us. Everybody trying to, you know, look the same and all that shit and stuff and everything. It's funny. It sounds funny. I guess because it's true is why it sounds funny, and the way he's saying it is why it sounds funny and stuff. So that's why it's funny, because it's true. You know, because of the irony in it and stuff, and it's in the truth in it is why it sounds funny. But it's true nonetheless. Well, like, man, everybody's supposed to look the same. Like if you want to be skinny, but you're supposed to be in the way that makes you happy, and you're healthy. Just be healthy. That stuff is like what everybody, being skinny, and because even being skinny ain't healthy either. So you're just supposed to be what makes you happy and is healthy. If you're at a certain weight and you're fine with it and it's healthy, and yeah, you're fine with your weight. Like if you're a little big and you're happy with being big, then be big. And when I said I'm gonna put myself out there and say something, throw my own shit out there and stuff, why I'm not shitting on those people is because I see some girls that are a little big, and I'm attracted to them. You know, I'm saying not all, so don't get that misconstrued either. But I have eyed and seen girls that were a little big, and I was like, damn, if I, I was just like, damn, if I could get her digits. So that whole thing is just stupid. I've seen girls that were normal size, and I was attracted to them. The normal size that everyone else is, and I've been attracted to them. I've seen girls that are a little bit big. I've even, I don't want to be too detailed, but yeah, I've seen a whole bunch of variety of women, in all different forms that, and I've been attracted to, all kinds of different forms of women. So yeah, so that stuff is just dumb. I don't understand that shit and why people think, and that's why I was quoting the Nutty Professor and stuff and everything. And talking about weight and everything. For a second I was kind of weird to talk about it because it is a bit of a touchy subject because it's pushed so much to look a certain way. But it goes back to what I was saying earlier about that. It's funny how some people will say something about something, and then they will completely not say that and go by what they said uh, later on. you know and so that's what I'm saying. It's like I never cared about this, like, the way a female, that's why I was talking about the female thing, and then the weight and all this stuff. I've never cared about the way a female dresses, never. Not in the sense of the same way as everybody else. I've never cared. you know because I remember, and I know what I'm talking about is for real, because when I think back on high school, I saw girls in high school that didn't dress that great. I mean, it looked like, they tried some, but they tried to put. It's not like, they didn't wake up and just, not try any effort in anything that they put on. They tried to some degree, to give a shit about what they got on. But at the same time, you can notice and tell that they don't care the same way everybody else does. Like, they do not care, to really give a crap about what they're wearing, at all. About, trends and, looking real fashionable, and, what, and trying to look all super nice and stuff. They don't care. You can tell. And those same girls that were like that, I was not attracted to, I was extremely attracted to. I wanted their numbers so badly. I really wanted them digits. You know, shit. I really wanted them digits. You know, never got any of them digits, but I wanted them. With a lot of them that I saw, I wanted those digits. You know, and I didn't care. So, yeah, that stuff is ridiculous. And to care so much about and be so focused on stuff with things, because whatever you do with whatever, someone's gonna have a problem with it. It don't matter, you know. Someone's not gonna have an issue with it. So stop trying so hard to please people, because someone's gonna have somewhere along the way is gonna have an issue with what you're doing. So just remember that and everything else I said. You know, before, in, middle, and end. You know, about all that stuff. You know. Yeah. Um. So yeah. But yeah. And I'll go even further to say, back to the same thing with being attracted to someone, is I like girls that were nerdy. I've seen girls that were really nerdy, and I thought that they were cute. You know, I was attracted to them. So that whole shit, yeah. Don't buy into a lot of the shit that is spewed at you with things. You can, if you want something, you can get it. You know. You just gotta, I don't know, make moves, or do something. If you see something you want it, you gotta get it. I mean, yeah, if you see something you want it, you can get it. You just gotta try. You know. For example, let's say you're a woman and you want a man, but you're looking at there's an actual specific guy you like. You might go after that guy and not get it. The guy that you're going after, that you like, and not, bag him. But that don't mean that you can't get the kind of guy that you want. You can find and get a guy that is sweet, that is thoughtful, that is I don't know, has all these other intellect, that is funny, has all these other qualities that you're looking for. But don't be superficial either. That has all these different qualities that you're looking for in a guy. That don't mean that you can't get that. You can. And vice versa for men. You can do that. But you have to stop being so what's the word? So dramatic and concerning with when you go after a specific person and then you don't get that. Because that's where the problem comes with a lot of people, that they think, I can't get what I want in life with a mate or with a lot of things because they failed at getting something in particular. And it's like, no, that doesn't mean that. That just means that you just couldn't get that individual person. That doesn't mean that you couldn't get what you want. That person's just not meant for you. And you just can't have it, that specific person. But you can still get a guy that has all those qualities. Yeah, so yeah, just remember that, because like I said, if that was not true, then I would not be attracted to nerdy girls. And I'm talking in reverse of the nerdy chicks liking a guy that would be like me, that there are girls who are nerdy. There are girls who are nerdy that think that they can't get a boyfriend or they can't get the type of boyfriend that they want, and you just like, no, it's just because you keep self-doubting yourself so much and thinking just because you failed before that you're never going to get that, or because you failed 3 times that you're never going to get that. It's like, that's not what that means. It just means you're self-doubting the hell out of yourself just because you failed. So yeah. So like, there's been, and I know like there's been girls like in the past throughout my life that have looked at me and seen me and liked me, whether it be the maybe there were points that I was just clueless about it and didn't know that they liked me, or that I wasn't going to take the initiative to, to to try to get anything started, you know. And those girls that liked me, they could have had me. They could have, for sure, without a doubt. They could have had me. But they didn't try, so they never ended up getting what they wanted, you know? So if they had tried, and some of them were nerdy girls too, um, I know somebody at one point in my life, there was a pretty nerdy chick, and she liked me. Now, I didn't do anything about it because I didn't know that she liked me. I kind of was curious and, in the back of my head, wondered sometimes and thought that she probably did, but I didn't know exactly. I was pretty much more than anything clueless and didn't know that she liked me. So, um, if she had just tried more, then I she could have had me. But I just couldn't tell because one, there was a lot of different reasons. One, because um her personality made it like, not just being nerdy, like it was just like her personality, like she was, I'm not saying she was playing games or anything, it's just like her personality made it hard to tell that if she actually liked me. um and people at times, um at stages in life, uh, don't want to uh people is people at times at stages in life don't want to read into things because they don't have the experience to be able to tell, so they don't want to read into stuff and think something that ain't there, you know and just create some issue, you know I get so that's what I'm trying to say, create some issue, you know so yeah, I couldn't tell that she liked me, and so I didn't take the initiative to do anything, like I'm saying, so, and she didn't do anything and even try, and I would have definitely went out with her. I would have said, yeah, let's go out, I would have went out with her, but well, to my knowledge of what I think, I could be wrong. Maybe she did have a boyfriend before, but to what I think, I don't think she ever had a boyfriend ever before. And so she was, afraid to say or do anything. Now I had a girlfriend before I met that chick, but I still was clueless and wasn't able to read or be able to tell, if a girl was interested. And as I said before, because she was a nerdy chick, I had never been out with a nerdy chick before. So because she was a nerdy chick, and the things that she displayed wasn't really enough to really go off of to be able to tell if she was interested. So yeah. So yeah, if if she had just tried to talk more and show a little more interest, then something could have happened between us. But yeah, it never did. You know. And I tried to talk a little bit. I tried to talk to her before. I tried to say things sometimes and stuff, which is why it was hard, and I just left it alone. That's what I'm saying. Like, if she would have done more and, put more effort and more interest, then I would have kept, I would have kept trying, I would have kept trying and kept, you know, putting in some of the work too. But she didn't. So I had really nothing to really go off of. So, and you gotta be careful, because guys and girls, because sometimes people will do things and it'll make it seem like that they like you and they don't like you. You know, so you gotta be careful sometimes. Sometimes a girl can smile, or a guy can smile, and it means that they like you. But sometimes they could just be smiling because it's because of certain circumstances, situations, or because it's just the moment, the spur of the moment is why they're smiling. It doesn't mean that they like you. It's just because, things like that. Because of the spur of the moment. Oh, I gotta check the time. I don't want to lose track of the time. And it's 10:50. Yeah, it's 10:57. So I'm gonna have to get ready soon to to take care of some business that I need to take care of. I gotta check something real quick. I might have to stop now. So that's what I do. Okay, I can keep talking for. and something fell off my bed. Well, I'm not pissed, but I'm getting annoyed. Alright. So, I can still talk for a little bit. But yeah, if if she had put a little bit more work into it, then I could have met her halfway, and then we would have had a thing going. But that never happened, so nothing ever happened between us, which is actually which actually saddens me because I really did like that chick. I thought she was very cute, and I did really want something to happen between me and her when I knew her, and when I tried to know her. But hey, say la vie. So, so yeah, just don't be so doubtful of yourself. Don't be doubtful of yourself at all, and just keep trying. Keep trying. You will bag something eventually. Eventually. Yeah. Because, I ain't the best looking dude on the planet. Shoot. You know? Now, I would say that, I'm a pretty decent looking guy, but I ain't the best looking person on the planet. No one is really. There is no one that's that attractive. There never will be. There's not any person on this planet. That's why I don't know sometimes why people, what's the rating thing that they do, as if like there's nobody better looking than them, and that don't make no sense. There's dudes that girls will find more attractive than me, and there's dudes that girls will find more attractive than me, and then there's girls that like me and think that I'm pretty attractive. So there is no. So I tell my things. That's so. I tell my things. I tell my things. God damn. I tell myself things like that all the time, and be like, who gives a shit? Because it's like, they're only saying that because they don't know that, you know. And they actually think in their mind that they're the top tier of, looking good. So, and that's bullshit. Like, you ain't the top tier of looking good. There ain't no top tier of looking good. Like I said, you like a whole lot of people that would meet me and talk to me, and I, I do believe that this has happened before, that people have spoken to me, and I told them, I think some big girls look good. Like hey, I've seen big girls that like I was like, hey, let me get them number. Let me get that number, baby. So I've thought that before. So and when they hear me say that, they be like, really? They be surprised and shocked that I'm saying that a dude like me would say that. And I'm like, yes, really. I don't care that she's a little big. That just because you think that doesn't mean that I have to, or did I even think that? Like you think we all think the same and everybody's attracted to the same stuff? Like no, that's stupid. Now, I I don't agree with like um I don't agree with. I'm trying to think. Like if somebody's a certain race, then they can't be attractive. I hate that shit. I hate the shit out of that. And it pisses me off to no end. And then somebody try to pass it off and say, "Hey, that's not racist." That is definitely that. No, get the fuck out of here with that shit. I hate that shit. So that I don't agree with. But all the other stuff, yeah, it's like it's fine. It's fine. If you like a chick that's got some weight on her, then like her. If you like a girl that's normal weight, then that's fine. If you like a girl that is that has that keeps her hair short, or I've even seen girls like that. That, like, when I say short, I mean like that a lot of their hair is cut off their head. Like a lot of their hair is cut off their head. Like, they don't have that much hair on their head. I've seen girls like that before, and I was still attracted to them. So, like, if you like a girl like that, like, why does a girl have to have, a certain length of hair for her to be attractive? Like, I don't get that. That's just, like, if you don't like girls with short, if you don't like girls with short hair that, keep their hair that low, then hey, that's you. But don't talk about it like as if like there's something wrong with liking girls that are like that. I just don't believe in that. I don't think that's right, because people say and think in kinds of ways that confuses everybody else and makes people think that they can't like somebody because of the way that they think. And I just don't find that right, you know. So yeah, if a girl has a short hair and you like her, go out with her. She should not have to have long hair in order to like her. If a girl likes to wear baggy jeans, like a whole lot of different cases, then just get if that's what you want, then you need to go ahead and just take what you want and stop giving a shit about everybody else what their feelings are on it, and just take what you want. Now I am starting to get to a point where I'm getting kind of controversial, because I know I'm saying some things that a whole lot of people, there are plenty of people out there that would get really worked up about what I'm saying. So yeah, but kiss my ass, I don't give a shit. Yeah, yeah, like, I just find it stupid that somebody has to be a certain race for you to like them. I get that we all got all this racial, friction going on in this world and stuff and everything. But you shouldn't let that stop you from wanting to get something that you want. Especially, or especially if it's something that you like and they're not the same race as you. Like, that's just stupid. Or if you got some feeling in you that you feel like you're attracted to girls or guys of different colors, you should go after that and take it. You shouldn't have to question that. It's stupid. If you're racist, whatever, hey, you're a racist anyway, so, so, I mean, I don't really care if you don't like, if you wouldn't never date or don't like somebody of a different color, because, I mean, hey, nothing out of the ordinary there. Like, you're a racist, so, I mean, what do you expect? And of course, you're going to be like that. But there's other people who like they believe in equality and all this other stuff, and don't they don't believe in thinking in a racial discriminative blah 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 way, and racial discriminative blah 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 way, and they have some sort of feelings towards dating somebody of different color, and I've always hated that. Always, I've had people make me feel that way, and it pissed me off. Through my whole life, it's pissed me off. Like I like somebody and it's a girl and she's white. I can't like her because she's white. I can't feel anything towards her because she's white. I hate that shit. I've even heard of the one that I've heard the most closer to the time that I'm living in now is like Indian girls. Hindu, not Indian Native American, Hinduism. Indian Hindu girls that like, oh, they're ugly and, just, unattractive and, like, it's just like, you like ugly bitches or chicks. Sorry. Shit. Well, I didn't want to say anything to offend anybody, but whatever. But you like ugly chicks. I said, I don't try to act like I'm perfect. But at the same time, I try to say things to not offend people. Hey, I can at least say this: I don't refer to women as like, in a casual, bitches type way. Really, in that moment, I wasn't even really talking about, what I say. I wasn't really talking about what I say. I was referring to how other people speak and think and say when I used that word. But I do actually say bitches sometimes. Just not. Just not really like casually flaunty, and I don't even just like. I don't even actually use it in a what do you call it? I don't say that word. Say that word and that word just itself. Like when I say like, actually, it's been a while since I've said that. Really, it's been a good minute since I've said that word. But I just said it now, so whatever. So it don't matter because somebody's gonna think whatever they're gonna think. Even if I wasn't even referring to how I talk. But I have said that word before, I have said that word before. But the only time I've said is when, like, a bad bitch. And when I say that, I'm referring to a very attractive and interesting woman that's worth the time. That's the only time I've said it. But hey, whatever. Shit, people gonna have a problem with it regardless of what the case may be. Some people are not going to care. Some people are going to care, and some people are not going to care. But anyways, Headache. Not literally, metaphorically, I'm getting a headache. Anyways, yeah, they'd be like, oh, they're ugly, or they're ugly. I'm not going to say that word a second time, or however many, an umpteenth time. I'm not going to say it. But like you like ugly women and stuff, and I'm just like, I just think that that's stupid. Like, I just wish things weren't like that, or at least if they were like that, I wish that they were less like that, and they aren't. Like, I'm gonna tell all of you people out there right now, um, as far as like, if you're a woman and you're Indian, like Hindu, you are just as beautiful as any other girl as the next. You are just as beautiful and as attractive as any other, as the next chick. Just because you're Indian Hindu doesn't make you unattractive. Don't listen to that shit. That's bull. That's a bunch of crock shit. People try to say stuff like that and make people think that, and um, make it seem like that's true and it's not. It's because I'm really telling you to not listen to that and believe in any of that shit too, especially because that's the same thing that was done to my people. Like, it's like they've said, for so long, and they still do, but it's just like it doesn't affect us like that no more. But they've said for the longest time, through many generations and stuff, that black women are ugly and they aren't attractive, and trying to put black women down and make them feel like that that they don't look beautiful, and that's like our women are just as beautiful as any other race. Like, if you don't shut the fuck up, we've been put down and tried to made to feel like that too, and boys too, because I felt like that, and other black males have been made to feel like that too. So yeah, so don't listen to that shit. If you are a Hindu woman and you've been hearing that and you felt like that, don't listen to that. Believe that you're beautiful and know that you're beautiful, okay? Mm. And I'm just gonna say this right now. If I offended somebody by using that word, um, I apologize. I really do mean it. Yeah, I apologize. Because I don't want to be conflicting and spread conflicting ideologies where I'm saying women are beautiful, but then, then it's like, bitch and stuff like that and everything. I don't want to say something that confuses it. But like I said, I'm not perfect. You can hear me say, things and stuff, but don't put me on a pedestal. I don't remember what I said in one of my other videos, but I don't remember what I said in my other videos, but I mean one of my other videos. But I really don't want you to put me on a pedestal because I don't like that shit. Because you're putting me up to standards and expectations that I could never live up to. I am not trying to be perfect, and I'm not trying to act like I'm perfect. I am not perfect. But at the same time, there's some people out there that are people that I don't want to offend. And not because I'm trying to, uh, uh I'm not, it's not because I'm, like worried or like afraid or trying to, protect my own hide. You know, I guess is the best way I could put it. Is the best way I can put it, because I have friends that I've said things to before, and they've gotten offended, and it, like, we didn't stop being friends. Like, most of them, we didn't stop being friends. At least now, you know, most of them, we didn't stop being friends. But I've said things and it offended them, and I didn't understand why they got offended, and it created frustration in the friendship.